Hey guys, welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time we left off with me not knowing what to do. Someone was saying that I should try the control panel near here, near the bridge, and that might let us open it, but I'm sure I was holding tab and it didn't do anything. But then again, I'm also sure that there was something to interact with here before. Water lock control panel. Okay. Visual calculus. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. Pull the lever up. I just activated by accident. Pull the lever up. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk, then nothing happens. Release the lever. Spring brings the lever back into its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal some other way. What day is it today? Isn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? What day is it today? No. Tuesday today. Okay, so we need to do it tomorrow. So we can't do that yet, so okay. What are our other leads at the moment? You have to gain authority in Titus's eyes for the investigation to advance. Soften him up first, maybe investigate the crime scene or the body, look for a witness, get help from the union boss or the company rep, tie them to any other crimes. Okay. I suppose I did want to go back to Everett, Claire. Well, did I actually want to go back to him, or do I just want to... he's not the nicest of fellows, if memory serves correct. I'd really like to talk to her, but you know, getting there seems to be an issue. Oh no, wait, there's a better way to get there now, isn't there? Because here I have to do the jump if I go this way around. And that's a sometimes fail, sometimes succeed type deal, so we'll leave that. We'll go the other way around. Curtis with his bag for bottles. I need to be holding tab so I can see any of the bottles. Do we need a room tonight? Music in this game is really good, although I am getting can we open this file yet? They are all getting claimed though at the moment. I need to upgrade Volition again to open the chat. Okay. Yeah, every single video is getting claimed for the music. I mean, not that I really mind, because it's not like I'm gonna... Ooh. Sunglasses, eh? Neat office shades. And magnesium. Oh yeah, no, that's good. We want that. Ooh, what's this? Punch clock, payphone. An imposing combination of punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you on the wall. Note on the side says tokens available due to strike, use change. No. I don't want to spend 10 cents. I need 30 for my room, and we're not quite there yet. Yeah, so, good job I don't have, like, loads of views and stuff on this. I mean, the first video of this was probably, I think, is the best views this channel's got, but even so, good job I don't have, like, thousands and wanting to make ad revenue or whatever, because I won't be. Let's put it that way. Right, I think before we speak to this guy, every time we want to be... Oh, what have we got here? Change, nice. We want to be saving before we speak to him every time, I think. But he did kill us once, morale-wise. Let's see if we can maybe unequip the bag before we do anything else. And have we got anything else that can help us get rid of the bag? Clothes. So... Bum hat, -1 rhetoric but +1 reaction speed, -1 drama, +1 visual calculus. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. What's our jacket giving us at the moment? Okay. That could be. Interfacing. Yeah, I think we're pretty much good to go. Okay, let's go speak to him, see what he's got to say. See if we can get any more from him since finding out what we found out about the Hardy Boys and all that jazz.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
Yeah, let's start off with I met Joyce. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. He adjusts a button on his sleeve. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Just pals. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. His smile widens. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you find your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy. I told Joyce I met you. What happened to the previous negotiator? Joyce said the previous union leader vanished. Why haven't you let her in to see you? Okay, why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her, as simple as that. What happened to the previous negotiator? What do you mean, Harry? The big man sounds annoyed. Nothing. I let him go. You made concessions with the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? Yeah. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. He looks down and sighs. God knows how long he's got left. Called him a midget. Harry, he exclaims, indignant. I have little people in my organisation. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. Abruptly, he smiles and changes his tone. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Told Joyce that I met you. It's perfectly okay. Even if you told her everything we've talked about, it's absolutely fine. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. The man frowns disapprovingly. When she got back, the whole thing was over. Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce. Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole. Harry, 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 he flicks his fingers. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was. Okay, let's talk about something else. Of course, Harry, let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organisation. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is just your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this, he makes an all-encompassing gesture, is secret. Tell her about all of it, my brother's picture, my swinging swordfish clock. He looks around. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind. It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now. Okay. Just finished investigating the local drug trade. He adjusts his glasses. You've got a lot of spirit clearing up the drug problem alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business. Actually, Revercold doesn't have a mayor. He refuses to discuss it further. It's probably just a small nuisance to him. I don't want to open that door. Alright, okay, let's just say that we're gonna see what happens. A fantastic change of heart, Harry, he rubs his nose. Go talk to Manana down by the gates. He'll brief you and give you the key. And just like that, it's happening. The roller coaster is moving. Too late to take it back now. Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want the weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else we should discuss? See you soon, Debardier. The man raises his hand in farewell. Just kidding, but not too much. I want to know if our colleague approves of this or not.
Yes?
I don't think Kitsuragi approves. I don't approve. I don't want to do it. I think we can't get in there, can we? No. Bottles over there. Oh, what's this? Night Watchman's booth. This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads Rene Anu. So this is where Rene works. I'm going to look around. If you must, the lieutenant looks around, but please hurry. We're pretty easy to spot up here. Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their spare contents meticulously organised. A framed photograph on the table. Take the picture. It's black and white photo of a young couple out on the street, out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. Why did you take that picture of Rene? The lieutenant asked, glancing at the photo. I'm a cop. It's instinct to collect evidence. Fine, he knows, but let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here. Okay. like it. I don't like it at all. I feel like we're murdering someone if we do this. Who do we have to talk to? Not this guy, I don't think.
Hola, Wandering Man.
Oh, it is
How
him.
can I help you?
Kuno told me you were supposed to know about the armor. Heh, he smiles. The little boy did good on his promise. His promise? To get me into trouble. Sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words, not mine. What happened? I was asked to look into the armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it. Did you? At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buys a few more days under the sun, you know. So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere. The cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. He smiles. One bad move is all it takes. Probe into the armor. What did you learn? I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor. What else? Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. Sort of technical stuff. I did some research into the armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library, he explains with a wry smile. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off. How does it come off? In parts, 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. 4 pieces of armour up for grabs then, but I already sent the boots away. And Jollyman shrugged. I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about leggings? Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore. If they ever did at all. He gives you a jolly shrug. Forget about them. I did. I'm going to find 1 piece of it. 1 is enough. Nice and balanced, the lieutenant nods. Some junior officers can take care of the rest. Smart choice, the moustache man agreed. It's only that 1 spot you need, armoured too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wrestling the spurs off a Guardero than getting them off him. So Kuno used us to what, scare you? It's a minor nuisance, it's all good. He contemplates taking a swig from his flask. He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then. Thank you for the cooperation, sir. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it? Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. He flips a coin towards you. Try to catch it. Coin lands in your hand as if it always belonged there. The swallow returns. Appreciate. Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meagre at the moment due to, he nods towards the protesters. You know, the winter's fight is slowly running out. Still better than scabbing though. The Union has problems getting by. Nothing to worry about really. The jam's a bit of a mess. Cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supply should last the strike though. Gotta spend money to make money. You lost me there, Honcho. It's okay as long as you're not a sorry-ass scab. He looks at them in disbelief. Everett said you had a key to a door. Key, huh? He runs his fingers through his moustache. What door is this key supposed to open? I was hoping you could tell me. Of course, I got you. You don't know anything. He taps the side of his nose with a little wink. I got that key right here, and let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. I'm not so sure about the hustle grind, but he waves at you. You know, it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags, that's all I know. Our organisation is what you call compartmentalised. Means we keep out of each other's business. Okay, but where did you get the key from? The janitor gave it to me, nice fellow. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. His gaze wanders off into the distance. None of this mess we're in, this jiving and juggling, what's it for? He doesn't wait for your answer to feed our children, I guess. Anything else I should know about this task, this weasel person, when he'll be home? He shakes his head. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff, who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for. The man takes a big sip from his flask. He means he's not going to tell you because he doesn't know, but he will shoot mouth with you now that you're working for Everett. Ask him about the Hardy Boys. Actually, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys? Los Hardys, he smiles. They're an independent militant group, a bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you, preserve the rule of law and all that, except it's Everard's law. He takes a swig from his glass. But really, they're just like you. Okay. Well, you work hard. I do? Oh yes, you hustle, you're a provider, it's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide. I guess I do, yeah. Oh yeah, like the horse, a workhorse for hard work. What hard work do I do exactly? Look at yourself, you're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic sand and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride. Okay. Yeah, ride a little. A little? You make money. You got gills, baby. You've got those black papers with the faces and the innocence on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solos. It ain't easy, but you do it day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer. I guess I've made some gills, sure. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easier? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? And are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now ask yourself, are you rich? Yeah, quite. Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? It's because of that garter guy riding my ass. The garter man has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think, hustler. Think with your head. System is broken. Boo-hoo, the system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the attitude you used to. What is this? Why are you so poor? I don't know. Why am I so poor? Because of taxes. G-Man's got his jam covered. Sticky fingers in your pocket. Stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart. So much as sneeze. And taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate, that is irrevocable. I thought there were no taxes. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, this tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other communities pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gotham estate's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, you're a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal, free market advocate. Ride or die, keep it straight. Nah, stop it. Hey, psst. What is all this? Who, me? Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Again? Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You have built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet, but neither has love. Should we just stop building love too? Love has worked out really well for me. I'm a love winner. Good. We need 10 men like you building gargantuan communism. Word on the street is it's going to be 10,000 times larger than any communism previously attempted by human beings. Is that right? How come there's word on the street? You keep saying things like down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all the people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all the human beings regardless of their political beliefs, that kind of stuff. I haven't said anything like that. Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate the mankind. Whew. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder, or do we get right down to it? Right, we've been opting out of loads of thoughts. Let's opt into one. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Okay. We're still waiting for this one to come in and this one to come in. What was this? Plus 10 cents for every green orb clicked. That's alright. Okay. Okay, go to inventory and interact with your ledger. It's the ledger you found in the trash, a pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from a plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. The sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Browse the white papers. They're not exactly white, they're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolour patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organised and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. What's in there? What are they about? Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to the missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. What do you mean? Is that all? There was mention of a naming convention here. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins, yet still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even, one that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples. Oh my, they're written in capital letters too. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural, another The Square Bullet Hole Murders, another yet The Unsolvable Case, more. Others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hooker parlour, even the rare Article 3 collapsing tenement murder featured prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done later once you've done inspecting them up close. Tim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention. You mean the alphanumeric officer precinct, time of arrival at the scene? No, I mean non-numeric one with titles. Oh, you mean the titular titles? The titular. Yes, well, so do I. In our defence, almost everyone in the RCM does. Why is that? It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution when the organisation had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. I seem to have a named case, Square Bullet Hole Murders. Again, in your defence, I seem to have named one. He peeks into his nose. The man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still I named it that, to amuse myself. He smiles. I pray his loved ones never find out. What happened to him? Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. Okay, count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? There is. For precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checker grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. Commit to paper. Cool. The tasks you've completed flow out of the green ink pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily, it's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigour and simplicity. Inspect victim's body, get the body down, interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. Cross out the ones you've already finished. Satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say, and you. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good, feels like completion. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. It's an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to remain the case. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? No, actually. Any ideas? The hangman, the fairies at home in the mirror, the setting sun, shit on a stick. Actually, I don't have one. The hanged man, I think, is great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The hangman. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. Okay. Oh, we got a achievement. Okay, so he flips the pages of his notebook. I'm going to start calling it the hangman. It's good we sorted this out. I'm done inspecting the files. Okay. Cool. What's the meaning of this tattoo? Okay. Okay, so... I'm just going to say before we do this, just in case it's absolutely ridiculous and I want to go back and not do it. So he said it's a door around the back of here. Near the greenhouse, did they say? It's not that door. You've already been in there. Where could it be then? See that one? Must be that one. We know how to get there. It's a bit of a mission, but let's go. Bridge. Bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one. Kimmich, looked like we got a construction code violation. Lieutenant looks around. True, they never cleaned up the water damage. The rest of Brevacol looks better though. Lieutenant, think about the splinters. The bridge is fine enough. Locals use it all the time after all. It's nothing to worry about. Shall we? Fair enough. Okay, what are we going to find here? This must be it. The basement door is weather worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. Let's knock. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment. I guess no one was in. The lieutenant looks uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. Press your ear against the door. The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. Lieutenant, what is your opinion of this task we're undertaking? Let's be honest, this isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself, the lieutenant replied, still inspecting the padded door. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on the investigation is not something I'm squeamish about. So you don't mind if I unlock the door? If the Merc Tribunal happens before we solve this, his eyes meet yours, we're looking at casualties. What's one unlocked door compared to that? On the other hand, he looks at the surrounding windows uncomfortably. We could just tell Everett we opened the door and leave. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it. Lie to Everett, also an option. Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. He crosses his arms. You took the task, you make the call. I would rather lie to Everett. Yeah, let's do that. It's a bit of a trek, but, I mean, come on. I have really not wanted to do this from the start, so let's just follow the instinct. See if we're actually cut out for this cop business. This is probably the last time we're going to get to speak to him though, I would imagine, because he will soon find out that we didn't. Okay. Yeah, this sits with me a lot better than actually doing it. I just get the feeling that if we open that, one of his enemies dies. But why would they have to get us to do it? Why wouldn't they do it themselves? Or why wouldn't he get this group of 7 people that seem to be doing work for him? Why wouldn't he get them to do this? I don't understand. Something just doesn't sit right about it. What has he got to gain by us doing it rather than anyone else? Yo.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
Are you shitting me, Harry? Did you really open the door and are now just telling me you did? His lively eyes are mapping your face. You're a wild one, Harry. No, Everett, I really did open the door. Fail. You didn't say it with nearly enough confidence. Be it far from me to ever question your integrity, Harry, but you must have opened the wrong door, he says with a wry smile. You see, Harry, it only benefits me if you open the right door. If you open the wrong door, then it makes things harder for me, because now you're scaring random people in my district. I don't want them to be scared. I want them to think, wow, I feel so safe. I like Everett. I only want weasels to be scared. Lieutenant shrugs. Now, let's just try that again. We had we had over 50% chance of getting it right. I'm not going to do this much, but this is an important one.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time,
Boom.
since you're already sat on that chair.
Good, now take it a bit further, take it home. And not only did I open it, but I went inside too. It was a real weasel's den, Everett. I bet it was, Harry, he says with a grimace. Then the smile dissipates. But seriously, what did you see in his apartment? A guy who has antagonized the Union in a Union-run town. Maybe it's political. Fascist insignia, memorabilia calling for the return to the golden age. Okay, that's exactly what I thought, Harry. He slams his fist on the table. What a weasel, and for the record, I was only curious, not testing you. He was testing you, you succeeded. Thank you, Harry. You have shown me that the Debraders Union and the Citizens Militia can indeed work together. He nods solemnly. Now let's cut down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why, he nods. Real police work is going to start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is going to be good. I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it. By now, I'm sure you figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys, Wild Pines, sent to scare us, another violent measure of the top hats against us flat caps. I'm listening. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries. You mean our victim? He nods gravely. A security contractor. Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire? He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun. I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisa, Semenine, Miriza. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children from the Senorita Pineapple Company. Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They wanted to turn Revacol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. Go on. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container, he laughs. Go on. About my fun container, he chuckles. It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows, maybe you'll be in here next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise. But enough about me and my container, his face turns serious. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. He shakes his head. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out on trees. By negotiator you mean Joyce? Harry, he says, ignoring the lieutenant. What you need to realise is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighbourhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back, and then we do. He raises his finger. We push to kill. Wait, the whole neighbourhood is in on it? Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got an arm wrestling champion, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys all ready to spring into action for their home base. Who exactly did the pushing? There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve the manual labour, but peacekeeping in the neighbourhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. That sounds a bit like organised crime. They're like you guys, he nods to you and the lieutenant. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow. Again, that sounds like organised crime. So these idealists killed our victim. One day, Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, Boss, socialist democratic fervour drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land. He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him, he chuckles. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation. Are you worried we might arrest them for this? Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the men who takes them in, he chuckles. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them. Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew. Oh, they're simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. He says fine young men there. We know for a fact one of them's female. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. He starts laughing. Gotta love his initiative. Interesting. Who's second in command? They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revacol in mind. Work with them, hell, interview them, but don't fight them. They really are just like you, men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company? How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. He slams his fist on the desk. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' rights to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gaze. So you believe the scabs were organised by the security contractor? You said it, hell. The fist slams on the desk again. One of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. The name of the company is Krenel this time. Might have been Sediment before. Of course, you're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me. Yeah, find that hard to believe. The remaining mercenaries are organising a tribunal to take on the Hardys. Let's change the subject. Change the subject. Okay. By all means, Harry, what's on your mind? You mentioned a lawyer gone. Oh, Liz is a bright one, he grins broadly. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy, but hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Everard, I met these Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me? But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk. You can now go and tell Titus about this, see what he has to say. Also, Harry, here's 5 real. He yells out a banknote. Wait, why are you giving it to me? I'm not giving you anything, I'm just holding out 5 real. We could really use it, but I don't like taking money from him. I don't need it, I only wanted you to help me with the Hardy Boys. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. He pockets the bill. But I am willing to share information. Was there anything else? Good talk, let's conclude for now. Was it a good talk? He leans back, suddenly worried. I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez, and of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. Great sadness comes over him. But it's like I can't completely trust you yet. Yet? Yes, Harry, it's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left, he says, slowly shaking his head. I want to, but I just can't. Man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are. You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me? And what would this entail? Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper. He pulls out an envelope, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. Kim, what do you think of this? It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful. He studies Everard. As I said, it weighs on me heavily. He bows his head in shame, then looks up and smiles. But once we get really talking, well, I'm going to hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing. He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things. What are the signatures for? I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez, he grins broadly. It will be righteous. We're going to get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. Where is this place exactly? On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place, you'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry. What will happen to the current occupants? They're just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and they'll be living like kings, right next to a fancy new youth centre designed by the best architects from Stella Maris. Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street? Are you 100% sure no one's going to end up homeless? Am I? The big man shakes his head in disbelief. Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them. We're going to build a youth centre there. Value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour. Fine, if I happen to be there, I can ask them. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you here. He hands you an open white envelope. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sedi and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then, I'll know you're a solid socialist. He runs his fingers through his thin hair. Can we go over a few details concerning the murder again? We went through all that, okay. Interesting. So I think it's right now that we go and talk to, what's her name? Posh lady in the boat. And I bet when we start speaking to people over the other side, we get a bit more of we get a better picture about what this youth centre will entail. Something tells me it's not as above board as what he's saying, because nothing that he says is above board. But we also have to speak with these guys as well, so let's do that.
It's you again. What is it?
Me and Everett talked. Promised you'd cooperate. Oh, so you went and talked to my mummy and now he's making me play with you? He spits. Is that it, lawman? And what's going to happen if we don't? The little guy leans forward. You're going to go and tell on us? Very mature guys. Everett sent word, right? Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very, very clearly, copper. He clears his throat and declares, Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys, Hardy boys. How may we assist you? It would take an army to bend Titus to its will, but having Everett back you up like that did seem to have some effect. Ooh, we should have saved before we did that. Yeah, nice. As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? Where have I seen this before? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It is also filled with almost exclusively men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time. I get it, Titus, you really are the authority around here. Huh? You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand. He leans in. You got a problem with beer now? Not quite there yet, push on. No, I'm drunk on the job too, I don't give a shit, just like you guys. No, I'm also a big fan of beer and jerking off instead of helping people. I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job like you. Speak for yourself, buddy, he puts the beer down. I've been running this outfit for 10 years now. You should have seen matinees before we started. It was like jam rock now. They didn't see shit, man. He turns to you. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Graffiti everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s. Congratulations on the graffiti removal, he turns to Titus. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's as well as a rape victim. So what? What do you want from me? Who took care of that? He picks the beer back up. Don't let him drink that. One more push quick. It's not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help. It's not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help. Titus, he looks at her. She stops mid-sentence. That's it, you've got him. He's going to give up, but on his terms. You want to help her, cop? Fine, I'm going to let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, Titus traps his chin with his fist. A freight train of pain, buddy. The lieutenant takes out his notes. What's her name? Claudia Amandu. She's staying here at the Whirling in rags. Real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. Titus adjusts his cap. That's Amando with an O-U. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop. Oh no! I thought she was... Ugh. We've got no chance of doing that. I thought she was the 7th Hardy Boy. Maybe she is. Still, but I don't know, maybe not. Miss Orange, disco dancer? Sure, why not? You've probably seen her around, he nods upstairs. Oh, we have to do that to continue. Chances are we're not gonna... You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly. I don't understand what's so cool here. Nothing. He gives you a sideways glance. We just have a few more questions, then we'll be on our way. Calm, normal, try to forget this little hiccup. So, what's your relationship with her? I know her. He looks around, and an uncommon silence fills the room. How well do you know her? A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means. Well enough, Copper. We parted. She's been here for a few months. He crosses his arms. Tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten. So she's not from around here? You mean Revocol? Nah. Our Miss Orange disco dancer is an immigrant or drifter of some sort. Been staying here over the winter. Don't you give her any more trouble, the fat guy blurts out. She's just had some bad luck, that's all. Shut up, Angie, he says. He slaps his forehead. She doesn't need your help. Titus gives them both a look and they fall silent. So what was her relationship with the mercenary? Relationship? There was no effing relationship. He raped... That's their relationship. It was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing. Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation. You said you parted. Cool, that's cool, but what do you mean? What do you think I meant? Sex, drugs and karaoke, right? Yes, yes, and no. He looks you straight in the eye. Got something to say about it? So you're saying the two of you were close? No, that's all. He states matter-of-factly. I'm not going to give you any details if that's what you're after, so put your dick away. He's doing a good job here. Commendable performance of I don't give a shit. So the when was that? He did it before we killed him. He's not going to do it again. He crushes his half-empty beer can. So what does it matter? It would help if we establish a timeline. Alright, 2 weeks maybe? I don't know. I need another beer. He turns to Clem. Here you go, boss. The tall blonde throws him a can. Titus cracked it open. I think I know her. You don't know her. You're wrong, I do. Not the way I do. Thank you, we'll talk to her. Talk about the hanging again. Again? Just get the dead guy's autograph since you're his biggest fan. Okay. Just go over... No, let's not do that. Okay.
Officer, what was that?
You mean the sweating and the fidgeting when you mentioned her name? Yes. And the sort of quivering jello thing with the eye? Yes. I think I know that woman. The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her? Whatever you do, don't say the first thing. I met her in the hallway after I woke up. Understood, you were not in a good shape on Monday. She knows I didn't remember being a cop. Okay, he nods, that's manageable. She knows I did some pretty crazy stuff before I passed out, that I partied hard and not very mental healthily. So she overheard you, or did you party together? She overheard me listening to music and doing weird things. From her room, it's the one next to yours. Anything else? I asked her where we are, what city this is, maybe even what year, something like that. That's clearly our interrogation technique. Anything else? Nothing, let's move on. He nods. We'll be alright, officer, this is nothing. You feel fortified by his assurance, it's going to be alright. Is it there? Nothing? you're still in for a bumpy ride here. Try not to mess it up. So I guess we can talk to her now. Whew. Lot to take in. I think maybe we'll call it for today. And we'll proceed up and try and talk to her next time. So there's been a fair amount of... well, we talked to Everett again, which is always an experience. And I'm happy about not opening that guy's door and just saying that we did, and getting him to open up a little bit after that. But then I'm not happy that he's trying to get us to do something else now. Guess that's that. It's the way it works, isn't it? It's a bit like a mob. But yeah, so thanks for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I'm enjoying playing this game. And I'll catch you in the next one. Alright. See you in a bit.